Okay, guys, so we are back to should he get paid tracing an argument assignment. Um, Last week I went over and I did a recorded lesson showing you claim one and claim two. So your article should be highlighted exactly the way that I have it done. And then we spent a little bit of time going over the claims and then the different reasons. Last, I think it was Thursday, you were supposed to go back to this article and finish it up. I know in the original recorded lesson, I had said that I was going to post another um, lesson the day after, but then after I thought about it, I kind of wanted to see you try it on your own first because I did walk you through the claims and the reasons. I felt like you should at least be able to try finding the evidence. So that is the reason why I did not post that follow up lesson. And I did go through and I did check the work that you had done. Some of you never finished the evidence piece, so that would be why you maybe got like a 50 or something because you only did half of the assignment. Um, some of you didn't really watch the lesson and just did whatever. Um, and I can appreciate if you want to try it on your own and see how you do, but you shouldn't be turning things in. If you watch the lesson and you see that your answers are not right, you should be fixing them. Okay. Because when I'm giving you all of the correct answers, there's no excuse to not be handing something in that has the right answers on it, if that makes sense. And there were a lot of kids that did that. I don't know why. If I'm giving you the answers, why are you not, putting them on your document and turning them in? So that being said, if you are missing any of these, please make sure you go back and fix them. All right, so just to kind of recap, we've got an article, two different sides. One side is telling us the reasons why students should be paid to play sports in college. If they are exceptional athletes, that they should be paid money to play for these different college teams. The flip side or the counterclaim of that is students should not get paid to play in college, and then there were various reasons why. So when we're coming down here to the evidence piece, I'm not looking for just a bunch of random evidence. I saw a lot of kids do that, just sticking just random facts and things in here. That's not what you are supposed to do here. And if you watched the first time that we did an assignment like this, you should know that that's not the right way to do it. Your evidence should be matching up with your reasons. So our first reason says schools make money off their athletic programs, and without players, there would be no sports programs. So down here where I have the box for evidence one, I'm looking for a piece of evidence that supports reason one. Okay. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top where that piece was. So it says here, if these teams bring in so much money, why don't the players get any of it? After all, without the players, there wouldn't be any teams. And so I need to find a piece of evidence that supports that. I think the best piece would be this sentence here, where it says Nike pays Duke millions to outfit its players in Nike gear, essentially turning the players into walking advertisements. That supports this idea here that the schools are making lots of money. So it says schools make money off their athletic programs, and without players, there would be no sports programs. Nike pays Duke millions to outfit its players in Nike gear, blah, blah, blah. So this piece of evidence here is supporting reason number one, that the schools are making money. Reason number two is a little bit tricky here. So we had for reason two, top coaches make millions of dollars. It is not fair that the players make nothing. If I go back up to where it was talking about that, it says it here, and it says, then again, top coaches make millions. Is it fair for them to make so much while the athletes themselves get nothing? And then it goes on into the piece about it being a full-time job. Is there a piece of evidence that supports the fact that the coaches make millions of dollars? In this case, there is not. So down here, when you get to this, there is no evidence that supports that reason. So I'm just going to write no evidence. There is not a specific sentence or a specific fact or figure that I can put in this box that supports the fact that top coaches make millions of dollars. I know they do. It's telling me in the article that we do, but the author did not give us any solid evidence or facts, figures, numbers, anything to go with that. So there really is no evidence that supports that piece. Moving down to reason 3, being a college athlete is a full-time job. They should get paid for all their hard work. So that was that part that we were just looking at. It says being a college athlete can be like working a full-time job. And here we have a piece of evidence that supports it. A 2006 NCAA study found that top-tier college athletes dedicate an average of 37 hours per week to their sport. That is giving me numbers. I know that it's a reliable source. It's telling me how many hours that college athletes work. So it is supporting that third reason. The third reason being a college athlete is a full-time job. And then here is the evidence that supports that. Okay, that they work 37 hours per week just on their sport. Okay, so for these here, we've got 3 solid reasons. We've only got 2 solid pieces of evidence, though. Now we're going to flip over to this side here. Our first reason against players being paid is that paying players will do more harm than good, leaving less money to keep sports programs running. So if I scroll back up to where I found that, it says it here. If players are paid, many schools may not be able to afford to keep their athletic programs running. They'd certainly have less money for sports like swimming, cross-country, gymnastics, and soccer, sports that don't bring in the kind of money that football and basketball do. So I'm going to copy that because that's some good explanation there to support the way that it does more harm than good. And then I have reason 2. They are getting paid in the form of free college education, housing, coaching, tutors, and access to trainers, all of which are worth thousands of dollars. So this is an argument against. It says here, on the other hand, it's not quite accurate to say that college athletes get nothing. Many get tuition, scholarships. Top athletes can even get completely free educations, often with housing and food costs included. They may also get free access to trainers and tutors, plus college players get coaching experience and exposure that can set them up for success if they pursue professional careers in their sport. All of those sentences there are expanding and elaborating and explaining this reason. I'm going to go with this one here. Top athletes. Where's my evidence here? Top athletes can even get completely free educations, often with housing and food costs included. That is supporting this reason that they get, they may not get paid in money, but they get paid in other ways. And then our last reason here, excuse me, is there are other options if they need or want to make money. And that was explained here. If young athletes want to get paid to play, they do have options. And it talks about playing overseas. It talks about the NBA's minor league. I'm going to use this piece of evidence here, excuse me, because it does have a dollar amount in it. So that makes it a good piece of evidence. So it says soon elite high school basketball players will have the chance to earn $125,000 a season in the NBA's minor league. Okay. So now we come to the end here where it says which side had the stronger claim or argument and why. Were there some other reasons in there? Yeah, maybe. Was there other explanation? Absolutely. Okay. But we want to look at what we have here and compare. Was there more reasons and more evidence to support the fact that these players should get paid or to support the fact that they should not get paid? And for this answer, it's pretty much up to you, whatever you kind of agree with. I think because we had this second reason here that we couldn't find any exact evidence for, I think that kind of opens up this side to being the stronger argument because each reason had a good piece of evidence that went with it. So the stronger argument was against players being paid to play in college. This side gave 3 strong reasons why players should not earn money to play. I apologize if you can hear Scooby-Doo in the background. My son's watching it. So if you hear like screaming and stuff, that's what it is. It's Scooby-Doo. Okay. So this side gave 3 strong reasons why players should not earn money to play. Each reason was backed up by a strong piece of evidence, statistics, or explanation. This created a stronger argument because the reader, we could say the reader has a better understanding of why players should not be paid. Okay. For this, I'm not really asking you yet. We're not there yet to do an ACE and throw the evidence and everything in there. I just want to see you pick your side and explain why you think that side is stronger. I'm going to continue with this a little bit more and just kind of like shoot down the other side by saying, the argument, put in quotes, for paying athletes was not as strong because the second reason given had no real evidence to support it. Okay. So I'm not only explaining the side that I think is stronger, but I'm also explaining what was wrong with the side that I didn't agree with. And this might not always happen. You know, you might have 3 good, strong pieces of evidence on both sides, and you might have 3 good, strong reasons on both sides. And in that case, it would just be up to which side you think was better. In this case, we could clearly see that the evidence and the explanation part was missing for that second reason. It was a very valid, very good reason. Yes, it's not fair that the college coaches make millions of dollars and the athletes do not. However, the author doesn't elaborate on that for us. They don't back it up. They don't explain it. So it kind of weakens that side of the argument a little bit. So if you do not have this done correctly, please make sure that you get this filled out. And then the last thing that you need to do is you need to go through and you need to be highlighting the evidence and the examples in green. So there's quite a bit in here. This whole first part here, some of you had highlighted this as green, and it really shouldn't be because this is just kind of like almost like a hook. Our author kind of hooks us into this argument by using the example of this Duke player, Zion Williamson, who I understand is pretty amazing. So all of that in this beginning part, we're not going to look at as evidence or explanation of anything. We're going to scroll down and look for things like here, like this, for example. I would definitely highlight that. The fact that, this too, the donations and the alumni. So you're looking for the things that support the arguments. Here's a piece of evidence. I don't want to do it all for you because I kind of want you to do it and look through, but you're definitely, when you're looking for evidence and the explanation, you're looking for things that say, for example, or to elaborate, or according to, like we have up here, according to this study, this 2006 study found, blah, blah, blah. When we're seeing Facts and figures and numbers. Those are usually going to be some good evidence there. So that is what you're looking for when you're looking for things to highlight. And then again here, this last piece is not really meant to be an example or explanation. So if you have anything highlighted green there, that would not be correct. This is kind of the way that the author wraps up her story. It's called Bringing It Full Circle. She starts off talking about this athlete Williamson, kind of uses him as an example to hook the reader. And then at the end, she again mentions this athlete to kind of wrap her story up. But this is not meant to be taken as evidence, this section here. So I would like you to just kind of scan through this again. I'm not saying I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces highlighted in green. There might be more. Make sure you go back and take a look at it. Make sure that you have the 2 claims, the 2 reasons, or I'm sorry, the 3 reasons, the pieces of evidence that match, and that you've answered this question at the bottom. If you have any questions specifically about this assignment, please send me a message in Remind or send me an email so I can help you with it. And then this is your assignment, is to get this finished up. And if you did finish it last week, good for you. Thank you very much. But I would like you to go back and double check that you have all of the correct answers. Let me know if you need help with anything, and I hope you guys have a good day.